Okay, so we're given f of x is 7 over x minus 3, and we have to find the composition of f of x and find its domain. So this, remember, this means f of x, meaning f of x is the input into the f of x function. It's the input of itself. So in other words, we're going to plug in f of x in for x. In other words, we're going to plug in 7 over x minus 3 in for x. Now, you could actually probably just stop here. This is equal to f of x. But you could also simplify the bottom part by finding a common denominator, multiplying, finding like terms. Then we're dividing by a fraction, so we multiply by the reciprocal, and we end up with this. This is the simplified version, but notice, actually, when we find the domain of this, of f of x, we have to use this version, because otherwise we're going to miss out. By canceling stuff and simplifying, we actually miss out on some of the parts of the domain that are excluded from the domain, I should say. So anyways, any restrictions of the domain would be if the denominator is equal to 0. If there's a value of x that makes the denominator equal to 0, we'd be dividing by 0, and that's not in the domain. So let's see. Set the denominator equal to 0. I solve for x by adding 3 to each side, multiplying both sides by x minus 3. I distribute the 3x minus 9, and then solve for x. I see x is 16 over 3. So that's one value that's excluded. Another one is this x minus 3 in the denominator of the denominator. So we can see if x minus 3 equals 0, then x is equal to 3. So these are the two values that are excluded. And so for our domain, we say that x's can be all real numbers, except for 16 over 3 and 3. Or in interval notation, it'll be negative infinity to 3, union 3 to 16 over 3, union 16 over 3 to infinity.